Hey, good morning everyone. Welcome back to yet another devlog. I'm going to continue working on my refactor on the Nix setup that I have. So in the previous stream, I was deploying Caddy together with my Nix setup for secret management. However, when I was deploying it, the Nix wasn't copying my Cloudflare secrets into the right place for Caddy to pick up. I had a few mistakes there, including the syntax I was using for Caddy configuration, which wasn't supported by Caddy, and by that I mean um, basically this syntax which will put basically this together with a pass to a file inside the caddy config, expecting caddy to do the cat, which is not going to happen. There are some changes I'm going to apply here, but before that I had another problem, and that was using build VM every time I was building the machine to include the configuration that I wanted. I was changing the configuration, the private and public key of the system, the SSH keys, which I was actually using for encrypting basically the secrets that I was uploading. So Nginx couldn't do its job, basically decrypting the secrets that I needed, in this case Cloudflare.age, and uploading it. So to solve that, I'm thinking of an alternative solution. So instead of basically using build VM, which builds the virtual machine every time I'm running it, I'm going to create a virtual machine using microvm and then deploy my configuration to it. So the virtual machine that I'm going to create will have the basic setup in it, and I deploy my the rest of my setup manually through SSH. What it gives me in this case is having more control over the state of my machine, so I can preserve some state here. In this case, the SSH key that I need for decryption of the age secrets. So to do this, I'm going to do a lot of copy paste, because this is the second time I'm using my microvm, but I believe the concept was quite straightforward. Yeah, so in the previous stream I had this test.nix, which was containing my basically test configuration. I'm going to drop some stuff. I believe these are going to be handled inside the new configuration. Display manager user, I'm going to keep this piece. Also these parts and the experimental sections. So, and from here I'm going to copy a bunch of stuff. So the concept with microvm is quite similar to what we were doing. We are going to have NixOS configuration and then name it just something meaningful, and then you set up the NixOS system, and I think that's it. Yeah. And then inside modules, you inherit the system and also import, basically include whatever you need, right? And what I'm doing inside this particular setup is, basically doing some network management stuff, some security related to sudo accesses. And then, okay, this micro VM section indicates the details of my virtual machine, defining the hypervisor, the memory allocation, how many CPU cores I'm going to allocate, and then volumes and yeah, basically sharing folders detail. What else? I think volume is required. This is what, okay, let's see. Volume is this including the documentation? No, let's see the handbook. Shared configuration options. Volumes, block device images. I'm not sure if I need it here, to be honest. I'm going to drop it first, and if it didn't work, I'm going to come up with it, the right configuration. Shares is basically sharing the folders like any other virtual machine. In this case, I don't think again I need it, but for you to know, there are different types of protocols to use, and all of each of them has their own benefits. So that's why I'm using two different protocols here. Interfaces are defining the networks, and the forward ports are indicating, in this case, a local port for me to SSH into. And then, like before, I'm doing some, yeah, basically enabling the SSH service. And yeah, installing some basic setup and auto user login. So with that being said, let's see what I'm going to do. Basically, first do the config for this one, bring the input into my Flake. Right, and then substitutors, there are, okay, I'm going to add these as well in case it's requiring something cached that is not already cached in the Nix system. Nix config with it, right? Substitutors. Okay. Pick this piece, bring it down here. This one, put it down here, and remove these two lines. So that's that, and the microvm config, I need to inherit the system and also put this in my modules. So okay, I don't think inherit system is necessary in this case, but it's more I think it's easier than hard coding it, right? And inside modules, I'm going to have this. What is the system? System, I am indicating oh, okay. It wasn't anything. Okay, let's revert it to whatever it was. Microvm integrate system, and now this should go inside this, right? And up here, I'm going to have the microvm, but maybe that was a better approach. The reason is that at least I know what is hard-coded where, right? So I'm going to do let in, what are you doing? Let me also enable my, yeah. And then system is equal to x86 64 Linux, and down here to create, yeah, at least whatever I'm hard coding is available on top of my code, and I can edit it later. Yeah, some of this stuff I would like to move, but what would be the best setup for it? I think what I'm going to do is move all of these into my test import. And also replace to, what did I do? Yes, yeah. I put these here, so I am going to test everything. Probably I'm going to refactor that piece as well. And then secret public domain name. These two I'm going to put on top of this. Display manager user. I don't actually need this piece. I'm not using graphical user interface right now because I'm on a server setup. And then the user setup is there. Okay, so that out of the way, it's time for some of these stuff I still would like to have. Networking USB CP. This one is, am I defining the host name? I am not. So let's follow the same setup. Up here I'm going to name it pi-hole domain, localhost, and host name test VM. And then pi-hole domain. So we are not hard coding anything. The password is not necessary because I'm going to SSH into the machine. Call this authorized keys. Go up here. And then, okay, it's kind of better now. ZSH enable, I don't want it. Root password, I'm not sure if I need to set it up unless it's going to cry. Is a normal user. I think that's true by default. So what I was doing with this machine agent VM particularly was to close it off as possible, as far as possible for this particular user agent. So when I run Cloud Code inside it, it don't have any extra privileges that can exploit my security there. So I don't think that's necessary right now. But what I'm going to pick up is this microvm section and put it here. Right. So I think everything should be fine with this setup, but let's double check. Microvm is chemo, yeah, and then okay, some stuff I'm going to remove. Volumes and shares I'm going to remove for now. Interfaces, net 0, I'm going to keep it. And forward port, let's yeah, if I need to comment these out, probably I can do it like this. And what else do I have here? Services OpenSSH, which I'm going to deliver with my module, and network firewall enabled. Yeah, since I'm indicating to not open this everywhere, I'm going to put it down here for now. What else? Allowing these two. But 443 is not necessary either. And TTY auto login, I don't need it right now. So I think it's fine. Oh, host name, I didn't set that one. Is networking host name. I'm wondering if these CPs required though. Networking host name is host name. So that's that. Let's go home. Actually bring this one over here, and then I'll check on Nix. It's called test.vm. So how am I going to run this? I first need to build it. Why it's not jumping on the dots, but what is it called? Test.vm. NixOS configuration, test.vm declare runner. Yes, yes, yes. I was thinking this setup, if it works, it would be a very good testbed more for my future development as well. So if I want for a project to set up a server, I can set it up locally first, and then by the VPS infected Nix and just deploy the configuration that I have. As long as the architectures are the same, I don't think I would have any issues. What is this? Spectrum. NixOS. Security backup. Oh, this is the one that the European Union is working on. This is something like CubeOS, but based on Nix. Interesting. And it's actually cloning and building it for microvm. Is there any notion of it here? They're using it as input, but I don't know where. What happened here? Is this just outputting it? Oh no. There is a cloud hypervisor. Cloud hypervisor graphics overlay, which means that if we set something up over here, that is not what I wanted to copy. And now GitHub is crashing. Cloud hypervisor graphics. Yeah, if graphics is enabled, it's going to use this package. Anyways, it was interesting. I'm not sure if I have any interest in that. So the build was successful, and then agent VM, what I'm going to do, running the VM system, CPO, SFS, microvm, not all of them, test vm.service. It is there, so let's just start it. Skip because microvm run condition check. And I cannot. On web condition check. So let's see what I have skipped, and maybe that's it. I think the volume one might have been. It's like this, and then test.nix over here. Build. I just hate programs that are doing something in the background and not printing that much on the console. You never know if it's fading or not. Show me some progress. By the way, from today I'm going to also set up a timer when I start the stream. So yeah, basically it's a hint for myself for when I aim to stop in the stream, end in the stream. So I have 31 more minutes on this stream, so I can have my other plans on time as well. So I'm not losing the flow of my progress. So once more, test VM unmeant condition. Oh, it's actually giving me some hint where to look. Condition pass exists. Oh, I think I know what it is. Var live macro VMs. And maybe I need to right, and now if I what? There's still nothing here. I did create this folder, didn't I? But what is this unmet condition check? Let me see. 01 Definix hardware. Maybe because it's not building it, because okay, what am I doing wrong? Micro VM documentation, running the micro VM as a package. Declared runner, so it's Nix build. Actually, let's run it. Fail to start caddy, that's fine. These are the same errors we were getting before. Prepare declarative macro VMs. There was something on running a VM. This is just showing the run I want to. Oh, wait a minute. I think there was a command. Let's do this. Go to microvm.nix. Install microvm. And then yeah, when I do build, it's actually only what was it called? Microvm. Okay, no, it's not here. Then how am I installing it inside my flake? I don't have a shell, so maybe this B flake go up here. Pick this up, dev and YAML. And I think if that's the case, I need to indicate in the dev.nix. Okay. Include the packages. Let's see if it's picking it up as a package. No, it's not defined. Let's see, inside the documentation, is there anything? Intro, configuration, how to install the microvm as a package. I'm pretty sure I installed this package. Do I have? Oh. Okay, maybe I don't need to add it here at all. It's installed system-wide. Okay, so when I was doing the build, it was building my test microvm, hopefully here. Result, do I have anything else? Share microvm, tap text. No, this doesn't look correct. But to have the system D part, I think I would need to do it like sudo microvm and call this test VM like this. Yes, yes, yes. While updating the flake input, microvm cannot find flake in the flake registries. I don't get it. Same error. Flake microvm, what do you mean by that? Why did I delete everything? So what this command does is basically doing the same build, but this time installs it in the path that I was checking before, and also installs system level systemd unit that I can start the package with. I think that was it. That was what I was missing. That also means I need to update my document over here. Building it like this is not helpful. You can run it like this, but to build the VM correctly, I think it's better to have it. Yeah, this command will create the VM runner in the result directory. The resulting command can be used. Okay, kind of self-explanatory, but this I need to indicate. Let's see if I can have my virtual machine set up correctly in 20 minutes. But I think one thing I need to change, actually this isn't what I wanted to do. So let's in the meantime refactor some bits here. Inside select.nix, I want to have the test VM, but also have a test config, right? And inside this test config, I don't need this. The same way I don't need these, right? And then down here, actually, yeah, what I'm going to do is dir test, and we, okay, now the systemd component exists. That's good. Test that okay, it was systems. Yeah, that's what I'm going to keep there. But here I'm going to actually no, let's do it like this. Rm test okay dir VMs mv systems test to VMs, and also touch system test. I think this is better, right? And inside VMs that test, I have a bunch of stuff that I need to move to systems test.nix. So let's do it. Like copy everything, bring it over here. All of these imports. Which one am I in? Is systems. Yeah, this is fine. The domain service. Yeah. User setup. I'm going to keep these inside the VM. Microvm, of course. And firewall, put it here. Yeah, these two also. Okay. This would be my system config, and if I do test.nix, remove this, come up here, remove all of these. I think this is what I want. And go inside flag.nix. One last check. And now I'm going to do this. Yeah. And system ctl status. What is it called? Microvm ctl. What is it? List. CTL status. Yeah, I can do ls var live microvms. Not build, sudo microvm. Okay, sudo system ctl This is still not started, but I need to start it. Nice. Now it takes some time to load, and then I should be able to Okay, seems like I have my firewall open. That shouldn't be the case, right? Yes, it is the case, man. It is the case. I have not deployed this piece yet, so it just doesn't make sense. Yeah. And then stop this and rm sudo rm, yeah, like this. Sudo microvm it again. Hopefully this time it works. That was progress, at least. The systemd unit was running. The machine started. When the log was visible. Now that I'm thinking about it, this microvm shutdown has another benefit, and that's for when I'm going to implement the impermanence. So without being destructive, I can actually run the VM, build some files, reboot the system, and see if darlings are removed as well. So that's a good thing. Start, status, journal. Nice. And now SSH connection closed. Why is that? Connection refused. Again, because the SSH service is not running this time. So stop it. What I need to is actually modules SSH is it import or import? Yeah, it's prolog. The thing is, when we deploy this machine, I need a bare minimum setup to enable the SSH, to open the firewall and stuff like that, right? But after that, I can literally overwrite everything inside this configuration except for this micro VM. So this bare minimum setup is actually helping me to have a starting point for my configuration, to have access and stuff like that, but the rest I can override in the future. And this makes sense, right? This micro VM is actually describing my machine, so I don't need to override that. And if that's required, I need to rebuild the machine. Okay, and then system CTL. Permission denied, yes, because I'm using beautiful. Logged in, and now here I have SSH host ed pub that I want to copy if I can use my mouse, and inside secrets secrets.nix here digilot rename is to test VM. Come on. So I think that's it for today. I'm going to stop it because the next one would also probably take some time from me, and I don't want to leave it half-assed. It was a good progress. Now I have a micro VM that I can actually consider as my target server and continue my configuration over there. Yeah, thanks for watching and have a nice day.